My name is Captain Francis Atkinson. I'm 31 and I'm from Tetbury in Gloucestershire. I come from a very military family actually. Both my grandparents were senior officers in the army. My father was in the army very briefly, and so it was kind of natural for me to want to join the army from a very early age. I went to medical school because I always had a passion of becoming a doctor. And then whilst I was at med school, I decided that I wanted to combine the two really. It was the perfect opportunity to do that. On the day in which I was injured, my company, that's about 120 men that I was in charge of, caring for, if you like. They went into do an operation in a very unfriendly part of the surrounding area. There was a very high risk of Taliban activity, and there's also a very high risk of bombs, of IEDs. We went to go and investigate this area, and in the course of that, we ended up getting ambushed. I was actually at the back of the patrol. I ended up getting a round that came straight through my upper arm here and went straight out the back. It managed to sever a nerve as it went through, the nerve that controls my hand. So as a result now, my hand is not fully functional at the moment, or it has limited function is probably the best way of describing it. I was thinking about a career in surgery in the next year or two, but actually this injury has kind of put an end to that because I'm unable to extend my wrist, and ultimately part of my surgical training would be to spend time in operating theatres and stitch people up, and I certainly am in no state to do that. It was when I was first in Headley Court that I heard about walking with the wounded. I had seen what they had done with the North Pole expedition, and that looked absolutely fantastic. And having been told by my doctor, by my surgeon, that ultimately it would be up to a year recovery time before you'd be able to use your hand, and therefore be able to really go and see patients and carry on being a doctor. I was determined to go and do something, or to keep myself busy, or give myself some kind of goal. The idea of having a chance to possibly climb the tallest mountain in the world, I don't think that was ever anything that I could ever say no to. That's such a fantastic opportunity to do this. Now that I'm injured, and I hope that I can in future, when I come across injured soldiers, I can say to them, well, I was injured and I managed to climb Mount Everest. Now, that may not be possible for every one of my injured soldiers. They might be so severely injured they won't be able to do that. However, they can still set themselves goals that may seem to them like their Mount Everest, and I feel that by talking to them in that way, I hope that we can maybe inspire them. It's absolutely paramount that they get the right training to help them reintegrate back into society once they've been medically discharged from the army.